Hello, everybody. We're here on Wednesday again on the Wake TV network. And today we have a wonderful guest. He's from England. It's Willow McIntosh. Welcome, Willow. And I'm together with Annelies van Rijkenvoorsel. And Annelies, we are both from the Netherlands. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Annelies van Rijkenvoorsel, and I help female entrepreneurs to break through the upper limits by getting to know their money archetypes.
That's very clear, clip and clear, isn't it? Yeah. And me, I'm Ofke Tekens from the Netherlands. I'm a transformational coach and a Jungian therapist. I know Willow from business. He helped me to build my online training. And I think he has a wonderful company. I think this is a good way to share his company with the world. And he will tell you all about this and introduce himself. Thank you for being here, Willow. Very happy with that.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me today. So my name is Willow McIntosh. I am from the UK. I'm currently based over in France at the moment. And I am the founder of Illuminance and the leader of the High Sensory Intelligence movement. And my mission in the world is to raise awareness around the trait of high sensory intelligence and how we as light workers have very important gifts and responsibilities to bring our services into the world, and how I can help to spread the message and build online platforms and do all of the techie stuff to make these things a reality, and of course to facilitate light workers to understand their gifts and brilliance.
Yeah, you do that very well. So it's interesting. Now you're in France for a moment, but you're from the UK. Did you ever live there, or you were born there, or how was it?
Yes, so I was born in the UK. I've always had a passion for traveling. I love the adventure of travel. My soul yearns for new horizons and new experiences, and I tend to grow. I tend to grow on a soul level through the adventure of new places and new cultures. I've always had a connection with France. I did used to live here at a different stage of my life. I ran a retreat center over here in a different lifetime a few years ago. And so now I am back here and enjoying running the company from a sort of a location-free way that I manage the business. So I'm very much enjoying being here, and also have ties in the UK. Of course, I have my daughter in the UK. She's that little bit older now. And so yes, running the show from here, and doing all of my work and support for all my light workers and clients all over the world.
Yeah.
So I hear what you say, like a sort of kind of digital nomad.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's a great term. Yeah.
Look what we have here, one of the money archetypes, the nomad.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, perfect.
So
it's a very fitting. Yeah, it's a very fitting description.
Yeah. So maybe we can meet this archetype later on in the show. But you like this traveling, you told me, and maybe you can tell me something about your life, because we all the three are high sensitive, I think. So I love this conversation and hear more about this high sensory intelligence movement. You're the leader of that. And how does this start, this journey of yours? You were 18 or 17 when you go traveling around the world.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So it's a real passion and fascination of mine, how the trait of sensory intelligence, also known as the highly sensitive person, how this is sometimes misinterpreted, and how we typically start out in life, or I certainly started out in life, from a place of self-rejection, of not really understanding my place in the world, certainly what my purpose was in the world. And so I came into life as a young adult from a place of confusion, essentially. I wasn't clear on how my sensory abilities were of use. I wasn't sure which direction to take. And so I left the UK at around the age of, well, it was 19. Rather than going to university, I didn't have any resignation to be on anyone else's agenda for any longer. And I went on a pilgrimage for about a 7-year period, doing a lot of deep soul work, living in meditation centers and doing a lot of practice with various teachers around the world to try to reclaim what I felt that I'd lost as a child. I felt that as a child, I certainly had a very intimate relationship with my sensory awareness and intelligence. And that was lost through, as I was coming into my adult years. And so my journey has very much been around rediscovering my truth, my authenticity, and what it means to have the trait of sensory intelligence. And that for me has really been a path of ownership and alignment to being very honest about how I really see the world, how that relates to the journey that I've been on, what's most important to me, and how I can bring those together to really be of service in the way that my heart and soul really wants to be.
Yeah, you make your work of it. So you got lost as a child, maybe you weren't understood, and then you feel there's confusion, and you go around the world traveling, and there you did a lot of inner child work to rediscover who you are. And this was a way back to your authenticity and own your life back. And that's where the new Willow was there.
Exactly.
That's what's happened, isn't it?
Exactly right. Yes. Yes.
And how was this experience? What did you discover? That you,
Yes, I think
it's good for the listeners to share this, because a lot of people are high sensitive in the world, and they will recognize it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. It's a great question. I think really the simplicity of the journey, or to put it in a simple context, was really for me just being very honest with who I knew I was inside and how I saw the world. Because the trait of sensory intelligence is found within 15 or 20% of the population.
True.
Yeah.
That's a big one, eh?
It's a lot. Yeah. So there's 1 billion of us on the planet right now. And we are really just learning what this trait really means. It was discovered by Dr. Ellen Aaron in the 1990s, and she did a great deal of phenomenal work in interviewing thousands of high sensory people to get an understanding of the differences that we have. We process cognitive data a lot more deeply. We have a much higher level of sensitivity with our natural environment. We're highly empathic. We have some incredible skills to bring into the world. We're highly creative. We have high levels of intuition, visionary abilities, and high levels of empathy, as I say. But yet, it's only really starting to become clear the importance and the role that we play in the world. In the animal kingdom, there's 100 species of other animals that have the trait, and they are very good at recognizing and using the trait for survival and to improve their evolution. Yet right now, we are starting to understand just the importance of the role that we play as humans with the trait when it comes to leadership, when it comes to coaching, facilitation, healing, the roles that we play in organizations, in governments, and recognizing that some of the greatest leaders that the world has ever seen are now known to have had the trait. Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, Princess Diana, Mahatma Gandhi. And when we really own our gifts and bring these forwards, the changes that we can make in the world are phenomenal. So it's really very important for us to own this, and that's certainly been my experience. It's been around the ownership and not hiding, recognizing the fact that I see the world in a different way.
I think, Willow, this is really interesting what you're telling, with this word hiding. I'm a therapist too. I think a lot of people are hiding their skills. My show with my treasure box. Everybody has closed his treasure box, and there will be dragons on it too. But you take the effort to look what you're hiding. And a lot of kids are hiding their skills, and they don't dare to show up, and they hide themselves because that's better, because otherwise they will be questioning or mourning. How do you say it? So they don't have a nice life at school, and they haven't been understood. So I recognized that too when I was a child, and I was too clever. They didn't understand me, and well, do you recognize too, Annelies, when I'm talking about his childhood?
Yes. Yeah, it's very, very hard. You know, when you stand out in the crowd, as I call it, you know, you get often bullied.
Yeah.
And then you start hiding your gifts maybe because, you know, no kid wants to be bullied or wants to be excluded.
No. So this is really heavy stuff. So I'm really proud of you, Willow, that you made that journey on your own. Did you get any help? You were maybe with a few shamans outside, or what did you do? Where did you go? Did you go far away or stay in Europe?
Yes, I traveled broadly. I actually, in the end, I traveled to every continent. I lived on every continent over the 7-year period. Not really through design. It was just kind of where my heart took me. But I did have a lot of guidance along the way, and I found that the greatest transformation that I made was through the facilitation of skilled teachers and other high sensory people that had also walked a similar path. It was certainly in that process of reflection and being seen for who I really was by the right people that really helped me to claim ownership of that. And exactly as you say, so I was just going to say, you know, this hiding piece I think is such a key area, because I think as children, like you were saying that, Annelies, it is very much our, you know, it's important in some ways for us to keep things, it's close to our chest, because, you know, it can be really difficult as a child. But I think as we come into it as a grown-up, you know, it's about the process of us recognizing that we can now look after ourselves and allow ourselves to be seen. And in fact, by not allowing ourselves to be seen, the pain of that can be, you know, it can be crippling to keep us hidden. So, you know, so trusting that is safe as an adult, I feel is very important.
We have this key keeper, is one of the money archetypes, and she holds the key, she holds the space. And when we look to a treasure box, she can open the treasure box. So the key, can you see it, Willow? The key is nearly as big as the girl. So she carries the key and helps people and herself to open the door of the treasure room. There are several possibilities to use this key keeper. But
you can see that she's a bit afraid of it.
Yeah. So, and that's also for people, also for children, it's the fear of this greatness to open up. You recognize that? And when you recognize yourself in your greatness, and then it's a bit frightening. So is this me? Shall I put this in the world? This greatness I am? So it's about this rediscovering your skills, your talents, and it can be frightening because then you think, I have to use them. Yeah.
Yes, that was certainly a part of the challenge for me too. Was, you know, I think on a subconscious level, it was like, well, if I really claim who I really am and I bring that into the world, you know, will I be accepted? Will it work? What's going to happen? You know, it was.
And then again, that insecurity when you were a child, and then you're an adult. There will be a moment, and there is in this time a moment that you say, this is me, this is who I am, and take it or leave it, is it?
Yeah, yes, absolutely, yes. You know, that's exactly right. We you know, it's not about trying to design or work out who we are. It's allowing ourselves to be who we are. That was certainly my experience.
Allowance, yes.
Yeah,
it's an important one.
Permission to be who you are. I think that's also a big one. To allow and to give yourself permission. I'm good. I'm good enough. I'm good enough.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wonderful. So what I like very much on your travel is that you use the journey of the hero from Joseph Campbell in your trajectories. And you help people and help them build their website, an online training, and there in that trajectory, you use this journey, do you?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm fascinated by the hero's journey, as you say, which was it wasn't discovered by sorry, it wasn't designed by anyone. It was actually revealed. You know, it's a part of the fabric of how we actually embark on our lives. It was something that appears in many cultures and many stories all over the world, and that's how Joseph Campbell identified it. Alongside Carl Jung, they did a lot of work together, and it was identified as the successful evolution of human consciousness.
Yeah.
And so the hero's journey as a sequence of steps within our lives, within a training, is an excellent framework to use to map how we've made our own journey of transformation and how that can then be taught to others within our coaching, within our training, and reflected in our online courses and of course on our websites.
Yeah, I know about this journey. I teach it also in my training. But in this game, it's interesting. I made this with Annelies, and we have this manual, and there are these 52 blocks which keep us stuck to get that money, to get that, to feel happy. So you will see also when you're helping people, there are some problems, there are some blocks with them. Do you recognize that when you work with people, there are some blocks to open up and do that journey with themselves and in the business?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I tend to refer to them as limiting beliefs, as you say, and also blocks. I find that we tend to, through our conditioning, we have a series of beliefs that are limiting and disempowering, and and part of the process that I teach in the hero's journey is certainly through introducing new awarenesses, new experiences. We get to challenge those limiting beliefs and then, walk towards empowering beliefs that then enable us to align to our truth and do the work that we're truly here to do. And
then this beautiful moment when the hero returns at the end, and there is this celebration. And yes, the journey is coming home again, this hero, and yeah, so this is a great experience at the end. But you have to do something for it, isn't it?
Certainly, yes. It has to be earned through the internal journey. I love the way it's depicted. That we return back to our community with some kind of elixir or some kind of gift.
Yeah, elixir. Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
So this is another archetype. That's a lucky. He opens the money. He cracks the code.
He opens the safe.
He opens the safe. I was looking for the word. He cracks the code. And I think you're pretty good in that, to crack the code and find the essence with people. What are their skills and how do they, put themselves, their qualities, how they can use them in daily life.
Thank you. Yes, that's a real passion of mine. It's something that my heart really longs to do.
Yeah, that's my experience. You see very quick what's going on and crack the code, and then give that explanation and you go on track again. So when you get stuck, there's a Willow McIntosh, and he helps you with going on with your journey.
Right.
Great, isn't it? Yeah, but that's my experience. And this is also one I like very much for you. That's the strategist. Mm-hmm. You can go from Rome to Paris, but you also can go straight on. And you don't go via Rome, you go just to the goal. And you see this strategist, she has the map, but you don't need a map. You know what will be the first step and prioritize the steps. Because maybe your client don't know yet, and then you help them to prioritize them. And also in your business, you're really a strategist, is my own opinion. Do you recognize this archetype of yours?
I do. Yes, thank you. Your intuition is amazing. I mean, I know that you know me, but you're absolutely right. That's a real.
I think so.
An important part of the work that I do. Yes, to help people just to find that direction and to take action and start the journey.
Take action. That's
to take action. Yes.
Because all those people get stuck. All those light workers have been hurt in their childhood and don't been understood. So then there's this Father Willow and can help you to find your way, the right path. Because you discovered your free spirit. You did the traveling and take your peace and ease at the right moment. You're not in the swimming pool yet. But it's very important that your mind is free, that you can think. It's all about this mind setting and this attitude so people can understand. Because, yeah, I think we can go on with all your skills.
But yes, because I think also that many of this kind of sensitive people are those free spirits. They drift easily away, you know, from their goals. And
yeah.
And that you, as a strategist, then you understand them, but you can also take them back. Like, okay, now you're here. Take those next steps. So
you read structured, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I think also much of the time as high sensory people, we can create our own prisons in our hearts and minds through judgment.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Which inhibits our freedom.
The hermit, that will be the hermit. So, but it's interesting to see that in your company, Illuminance, you are a beautiful networker. So you connect with people, you make beautiful calls. So the listeners know when you're interested in Illuminance, you want to know more about this high sensory, intelligence movement, then Willow is a very good networker. It takes all the time to listen to you and to find out what is your mission, what was your journey and why you got stuck. So I show you a lot of archetypes, and maybe Annelies, you have one for Willow, maybe to do this imagination, because I know you like that.
Love that.
Yes, but you know, it's up to Willow. Maybe he has a question for himself that he would like to get more clarity on, and that's maybe one of those money archetypes will help him with this.
Very, very good. Yes. A question. I think I would say to do with my journey as a leader within the movement and making sure that, you know, that I'm aligned to that and how I can be of best service. So the question, I think, probably, if I was to associate that with money, to make sure that there is a good exchange of value, to make sure that I'm providing value and also receiving value, and you know, creating a sense of abundance around the awakening of high sensory intelligence in the world.
Yeah, so I clearly hear actually also the servant.
Yeah.
How being of service to others can create this abundance.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Is that well said? Is
very
that
well
kind
said.
of? So maybe then that we will meet the servant today.
Or maybe another one. It's up to you. But I love this exchange of value, because that feels good. It has to be about balance. Don't you think so? What you want to share, and the sense of abundance, because I really want to go in this, Annelies, but just one question I have for you is about how do you think about money? We had already done a few interviews, and it's really different how people experience money. We all three of us have a business. So what is important for you? Is that this exchange of value, or what is it? Can you explain to us?
Yeah. It's such an interesting area. What I've come to realize over the years is...
Take your time. It's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, what I come to realize is money for me is very much about generosity. It's around understanding and experiencing money as a flow of energy and a flow of love. And the more that I kind of give, the more that it comes to me. So it's all about generosity for me. The more that I give and share money, and the more that I give and share my gifts, that tends to create abundance in my life. It's sort of making sure that I'm not blocking the flow or holding on. It's just allowing it to flow through me. That I've found to be my highest.
Yeah. Go through you. Yeah. Sounds great.
Easier said than done sometimes, trusting that, you know, but that's certainly
Yes.
my ideal, you know.
Mm, mm,
Yeah. Or what I find is the truth for me of how it works for me.
mm. Yeah, and also this Illuminance name I like very much, because it's also this fire master. This fire master that you look to the passion in people and feel connected with that passion. So this fire master it is, yeah. When you look to the design, he has this flame from his mouth. He's talking with passion, act with passion, and yeah. And then there will be money always when you work with passion.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. Yes, it's sort of being aligned to that energy of fire and passion, and you know, that to be the driving force. I love that. Yeah.
So it's up to you. You may choose which travel you want to make.
Say that again. Choose to which
Yeah,
journey.
when we go to this, Annelies, maybe you can ask him. We had a few.
Yeah, when we go to in this imagination, normally people, maybe what I said, you have a question, and you can see what kind of money archetype you feel a connection with, and then you can meet this money archetype.
Okay.
Or maybe when with all those, Ofje showed you some and I showed you some, so maybe you say, oh, I would like to meet one of those. It's totally up to you.
I think that the passion, the fire, just that
Fire master
resonated.
Good that I bring it in.
Yeah.
We will show it. And yeah, there we go. Now we take you on a journey. How's that? You take everybody on the journey, and now we do the opposite.
Beautiful. Let's go. I love that. It's going to make
because what we do with the watchers watch your show, they also can go into this imagination and also meet today the fire master within them.
Wow.
And to see what kind of message the fire master has.
All right, let's do it.
Yes. Okay. So just gonna close your eyes. Put your feet on the ground with your hands on your knees. And just breathe in. And breathe. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. And what we do is we go with our attention to a place around our heart. So we go slowly from our head to our nose to our mouth to the throat, from the throat towards this place around your heart. And it's a place no one can enter, it only belongs to you. It's a very safe place, very comfortable. And if it's not comfortable yet, you can make it yourself comfortable. So you can wrap yourself with a blanket or grab a cup of tea. From this place, we go to your own inner kingdom. It's like you are in a theater play, the curtains open, and there it is. And you just enter, and in this kingdom you have to rule as a king or queen, little prince or princess. And you can just see how the weather's like, if you're inside or outside. The atmosphere. Are you there alone or are there other people around? And maybe you can share a bit with us what you see, where you are.
My kingdom is, I'm looking out onto the view of the sea. My home or my castle is higher up. There's a beautiful coastline, a little island. It's green. It's a beautiful, abundant view. The building is quite old. I'm standing on this sort of veranda overlooking. It's a place of a lot of love and joy and adventure, and a place, a real safety and sanctuary. Yeah, feels good.
Wonderful. And somewhere around there, there's your treasure room. Maybe it's hidden somewhere outside. Maybe it's inside your castle. Intuitively, you know where it is. Maybe the doors are open or closed. And in this treasure room, all your gold, all your inner gold is stored. Jewels. In there, in this treasure room, we go to meet the fire master. See if we can invite him. And you can ask him, are you satisfied with your role here? Maybe, so what exactly are you doing? And you can listen to his answer. Is he satisfied or does he need something? Are you willing to share a bit of this, Willow, maybe with us?
Yeah. My treasure room was quite dark, and when I evoked the fire master into my treasure room, it immediately filled with light. It began to glow in a kind of a golden light, and he asked, when I asked him what he needed, he said is to shine the light, which I understand really is to be allowed to shine the light. And through him, there is a life and a light that gets sort of lit within me. And I really get this sensation of the importance of allowing him to, or for me to allow him to shine his light and to be allowed to express himself through the medium of joy and play, and through joy and play, and to shine.
And it's maybe that he needs help with this from the enlighter.
From the enlighter, did you say?
Yes, the enlighter.
Yes, yes, I think he does need help with that. Yeah, yeah. Tell me a bit more about the enlighter. Is that's an archetype?
Yeah, the enlighter is also one of the archetypes, because normally the archetypes never work on them by themselves. They always work together. So maybe the fire master, he has this light, he has this fire inside of him. But when it really comes to shining a light, then the enlighter, most of the cases, comes to help. You know, the enlighter is really there to shine the light.
Yes, I like that. So yeah, that's it. It does definitely feels like there's another piece here to evoke the fire master. So the enlighter is yeah, it's more of a, I can see this entity kind of moving and dancing, almost like a sprite kind of. There's activity and action, and he's almost igniting the fire master, I think.
Yes. So he gives the power to the fire master. He's empowering the fire master, probably.
Yes. Yes, I'm interested about this enlighter. I can't quite put my finger on exactly the role that, how I bring him in, or how I kind of activate him. I'm quite interested in him. I think he and I are looking forward to meeting properly, I think.
Yes. A nice invitation maybe for next time to invite the enlighter and to see who he is and what he does exactly.
We have time maybe to meet him now, if he likes to.
Would like to, Willow?
Sure, yes, I would,
yes?
Yeah.
That we just indeed also invite this enlighter a bit closer maybe, and just to see, you know, who he is, what his role is in your kingdom.
Yeah, actually, as he comes closer, he's actually quite a sage-like entity. There's a lot of knowing in him. It's even though he's moving, he's calm, and there's almost like a higher reverence to him. But he's very light, and I think he almost shines a light of safety and grounding, almost, to ensure that the light from the fire master is stable and supported and sustainable, almost, I think.
So that the fire cannot be snuffed out.
Right. Yeah, he's
very supportive role.
Yeah, very supportive and very secure, and kind of a very safe presence. Yeah, a real feeling of stability.
This is wonderful. It's really what you say, the grounded, you know, the fundament maybe for what the fire master also can do.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's allowing the fire master to really spread his flames and spread his kind of passion and to do his work. It's allowing him. It's giving him the light to work. It feels like.
May I ask a question, Annelies?
Sure.
Was that the missing piece, that enlighter, in your life?
Yes, I think it's a very important piece. Yeah, a missing piece in terms of accessing that passion. That almost like the passion can be there all of the time, rather than rather than something that needs to be evoked. It's actually recognizing that it's always there, and it's almost like a new place to come from, to embrace.
one last question from my side is, when you entered the treasure room, it was a bit dark, you told us.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that you tell us that?
Yes.
So how wonderful it is that then a lighter brings this light.
Absolutely, yeah. He's completely lit the room. It's bright and glowing and gold, and feels very welcoming and abundant.
Mm.
Oh, it's wonderful to be connected with this feeling.
Mm.
Yeah, it feels lovely. Yeah, it's really bringing the presence of the treasure room out into the kingdom. It's sharing the gold in the treasure room.
Mm.
You mean the gold is shared within the kingdom?
Yeah, yes, it's sharing the gold and making it visible within the kingdom, that it's there, you know, there for everyone.
You can be grateful for the Enlighter and the Fire Master, and say a big thank you for them, for being there, and that you will meet them again because they are your companions. They will be there forever.
Beautiful. I like that.
And when you're ready, you can slowly come back.
Wow, that was amazing.
It wasn't, yeah, and intense.
Yeah.
Look at your face. It's wonderful to see. So I'm also curious, how are the people at home doing in this meditation? But for you, it works. And I love to see that you could receive the light also. That's what you did. You let it in. And how does it feel when your company name is Illuminant? And then your right hand is there with the lighter. Do you have a picture of it?
Wow, I love that.
Do you have a card of it, Annelies? The lighter, I don't have it.
The Enlighter, yes, sorry, the Enlighter, yes, it's here.
Look at it. She's
a
small person, but the light is very bright. It shines all over.
Wow.
And in the background, all those hearts, all those love.
Yeah, love. Yeah, she's spreading also the love. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's very much the presence that I felt. A very loving, powerful presence of light.
Yeah, and with this light, everything was more visible. I love that very much, your story you tell us. Yes. And that's why your wish was also to have more that stability in your foundation, this fundament. And now it's more visible, all those gold and all those. Yeah, great.
Yes, it was a presence of stability and
a presence and a present. It was also a present to you.
Yes.
Universe.
Yeah. Yes, it was a very warming.
That's what you told us.
Pure presence of presence. Yeah, beautiful.
So wonderful that you let us see that we could see your treasure room inside and share with us and with the people listening, so people can see what these archetypes can do. It was really nice to have you here, Willow. Is there something you want to share with the audience? We will put your name of your website at the end of the show. But is there something you want to share?
Yeah, sure. So every month I run master classes, which are focused on how to make the identity shift from sensitivity into sensory intelligence. The importance of claiming our role in the world, and the masterclasses. It talks about my story, what's possible with the trait, and then what we can do in terms of bringing our products and services into the world, which is very much what Illuminance is about. So, you know, as well as the facilitation, the initiation for light workers, we also provide how to build and create online trainings in your business to help to spread your word far and wide, especially if you're stuck doing just one-to-one sessions and you'd like to create that leverage and automation in your life. That's certainly something that we introduce, so we can take care of all the tech for you. But if that's interesting and you'd like to make contact with us, you know, if you go to the Illuminance website, you can register for the masterclass on there, or you can contact me directly through the website. There's a little chat box there. We can book a session. I'd be delighted to talk to you and how I may be able to serve you. It'd be wonderful to connect with you. We're certainly here to spread the word and support you.
That sounds great, and I have my own experience to be in these meetings, and it's really nice to meet other light workers working on their purpose and how to manifest their company. And there's always Willow to help you and support you, and yeah, that's very nice. So people listening, you can join Illuminance, and it was wonderful. Thank you also to the listeners, and thank you, Willow McIntosh from the UK, living in France now. It was wonderful to have you here, so thank you. And thank you, Annelies.
You're welcome.
Did a good job together, and we're all high sensitive, so it was nice this tone of voice together, and feel this light. Also with this enlightened today, this money archetype. Thank you very much, and speak soon, Willow. Nice to have you here, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful opportunity. I really loved it.
Welcome.
You so
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. We're back again. We did a wonderful interview with Willow McIntosh from the UK. He has a company. Its named Illuminance, and he is from the high sensory intelligence movement, and that is about for people who are light workers and high sensitive. We all are. All the three of us were high sensitive, so it's nice to speak that way. This company is about light workers who want to make a website or online training. And every week you can join him for free to talk about your work, how it is to work as a light worker when you are high sensitive. And he is very supportive with that, and it's good to see these people have the same issues in life as an entrepreneur. So we did a wonderful meditation, imagination. Annelies guided him. Can you tell me how you experienced this guidance, Annelies?
Yes, we met the fire master.
Wow.
And his treasure room was dark, so we also invited him later, and it was a bit of surprise because he wasn't really aware that he was around. But we always see that the money archetypes never work by themselves; they always have help.
Yeah.
So, and that it was really nice to see that when the treasure room got lit, you know, that all the gold was there, and this abundance, and also a successful imagination that someone could find his inner gold, and see how it brings how to bring this into the world.
And this audience can also watch us and join us in this meditation. We do most of all every week now on Wednesday. And I also think this interview was very inspiring about the journey, because the journey of the hero of Joseph Campbell, he has in his company, it's the red thread through his company, to take you on this journey when you're building this company, when you're building this website, and at the end, you will come home. So it makes you feel very comfortable with your high sensitivity. And it was nice to hear his journey, his personal journey, So maybe there are listeners who will recognize these issues in their journey. So that's what we do this show for, that they can meet their money archetypes and meet their inner dream team, and they work together, all those archetypes. So next week we will be back and show you more of these money archetypes. So thank you everybody for listening. Thank you, Annelies.
Thanks for watching. Thanks, Ofje.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Bye bye.